British warplanes again set off at the skies over Libya. From a base in southern Italy, the UK's Typhoon jets embarked on their first ever combat mission, joining the wave of Allied air power now enforcing the no-fly zone. As darkness fell, so the bombing began. The sky above Tripoli once again peppered by tracer fire.
Hello and welcome from Jamaria Satellite Channel. We present the news.
Earlier in Tripoli's Green Square, another pro-government rally. Libya's state TV telling viewers to resist an attack by colonial Western powers.
Against the Crusader colonial aggression.
But some inside the capital now claim Gaddafi's stronghold has become a prison for his own people.
Almost on every street you would find armed officers that work for Colonel Gaddafi, and if you just demonstrate or speak your mind, they would just basically shoot you on the head. The few ones that you see on Libyan TV, those people just basically work for the regime. They get salaries for shouting and pretend to support the regime.
In the oil port of Switina, northeast of Benghazi, fierce battles continued for hours. The town's power station was shelled as rebel troops swept through on their way to try and retake Ajdabia from government forces. At their nightly news conference, the Libyan government said airstrikes had killed dozens of civilians and warned the West its actions would turn Libya into a hotbed for al-Qaeda terror.
We know how al-Qaeda operates. We know how they respect human life and human blood. So we are expecting to see death on the ground, car explosions, bombs in the streets of Tripoli. It's the story of Baghdad being played again in Tripoli.
Today come reports that Colonel Gaddafi is using women and children as human shields inside his fortified compound. And the fate of the Libyan leader himself is causing tensions between politicians and the military. Downing Street appeared to slap down the UK's Chief of Defence Staff for ruling out targeting him directly. America had insisted ending his rule wasn't the focus of the mission. But on a visit to Chile, President Obama said his end would be a welcome byproduct of the Allied action.
It is U.S. policy that Gaddafi needs to go. But when it comes to our military action, we are doing so in support of UN Security Resolution 1973 that specifically talks about humanitarian efforts, and we are going to make sure that we stick to that mandate.
Regime change may be a desire, but the coalition has real issues of legitimacy in targeting Gaddafi directly. And so the hope for the Allies is that with their help, rebel forces and the people of Libya will bring about his downfall themselves. Michelle Clifford, Sky News.